on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all of these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked? Bill, Rita, I do think that worked. It's Fun Friday. We're on location in the great state of Texas.
We are on location in the great state of Texas, and where it's 90,000 degrees and 90,000 degrees humidity.
That is amazing. 90,000 and 90,000 for sure. Hello to everyone with Dave Thomas's Heart of Influence.
Oh, I think I'm gonna have to turn off our green screen because I have only red hair. And it's whiting out your red shirt. This is quite fun.
Yes, it is fantastic. So Dave Thomas's Heart of Influence. Welcome everybody. Happy Fun Friday. We're exploring the superpower of integrous influence. And Bill of Rita, who's here with Dave?
We've got some extraordinary people here with Mr. Dave Thomas, because it is Dave Thomas's impactful business leaders Heart of Influence. And first up, from Orlando, Florida, a business growth strategist, certified profit coach, speaker, and author, helps small business owners achieving personal and financial freedom with 20 years of experience, uncovering new opportunities, insufficiencies, and increase in profits and boost operations. Her practical, personalized strategies have helped numerous businesses position themselves for the long-term future growth. Let's welcome to the show, Anita Larson.
Anita, welcome to the Heart of Influence. As you heard in the green room, we kicked this off with a fun fact. And the reason, Anita and everyone, is because Plato, the Greek philosopher, who I think was a friend of Dave Thomas, said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. So kick this thing off. We're looking for a fun fact. It could be an adventurous moment, a proud moment. Heck, it could be something funny or even a little embarrassing. Anything, Anita, that's number one, a headline, and number two would make us say, Anita, no way. So please, Anita, what is your fun fact?
I'm originally from Norway, although I live in Florida now. And I did have to ski to school for PE all winter long.
Oh,
that's cool.
That is, we had 6,000 people on the show, Anita. We're in our more than 1,000th episode. So first of all, thank you all for joining the ecosystem of people who've been on the Heart of Influence. Skiing to school, super incredible. And somehow, I think, maybe Dave Thomas can explain it later, there's some perhaps climate differentials between Norway and Florida. We'll bring that up later. But Anita, are you ready to do the things, Anita?
Yeah.
Let's go. Princesses come from Norway, Bella, Rita. Anita's here. Let's go.
Princesses come from Norway. But next up, Our next guest is from Arden, Montana, runs a social media marketing agency, intrigued in the possibility of what AI could bring to the table, operating the agency as a side hustle until recently started full-time just this week.
Wow.
An entrepreneur at heart and a creative mind, a hobby writer that used to use his passion to help sales at his previous employment, now uses it to help others succeed. Let's welcome to the show, Chad Beachy.
Beaches in Montana. We'll figure that one out. Chad, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And please, Chad, what is your fun fact? Congratulations on the beginning of your next entrepreneurial journey. Please, your fun fact, Chad.
Yes. My wife and I were married after seeing each other only 3 times over the course of a year.
Whoa.
Chad, that seems like a Chat GPT book. That is awesome.
No, let's leave ChatGPT out of that one.
Brother, welcome. And you ready to have a little bit of fun today?
Oh, yeah.
I think he is.
Let's go.
Coming up next from Atlanta, Georgia, a very successful creative director and brand designer for 30 years, starting a personal growth journey 15 years ago, and 5 years ago, triggered his search for his own purpose and true north. He healing from complex PTSD, undiagnosed for many years, reestablishing his past successes to use his new self-knowledge and mastery to provide for his clients at a much higher level. Let's welcome to the show, John Voss.
How you doing?
Thank you for being here, and congratulations on all of your impact and success, John. And please, what is your fun fact?
Sure. About 5 years ago, I had designed 5 cars on the NASCAR Cup race, and prior to that, I never watched a single NASCAR event.
Dude, that is a super cool, no way, John, fun fact. That is awesome. And how'd that feel? Just like one headline. What was the feeling?
It was overwhelmingly great.
Overwhelmingly great. Hopefully this will be a fraction of overwhelmingly great today. But congratulations on all you've done. Let's go, Bella.
Let's do it. Welcome. Next up, I'm not sure where this beautiful woman is from, but in sales, business development, and operations for 20 plus years, worked in media, travel, banking, increased sales flow by 300%, onboarded clients with multiple 8- and 9-figure businesses of buying power, and saved companies millions along her journey. Now advising sales strategy and target markets for tech startup, enhancing recruitment and retention with preventative employee benefits. Let's welcome to the show, Ms. Heather Smith.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the Heart of Influence today. Dave Thomas is, of course, Heather. And please, your fun fact.
Yeah, I helped a family move from Denver to Scottsdale. And when we got there, they ended up all going to work. So one day I just went out into the neighborhood and ended up being offered to go for a horse ride with one of their new neighbors. And that neighbor ended up being Alice Cooper.
Whoa.
That is absolutely extraordinary. Was he wearing full makeup or no makeup?
No, I didn't recognize him. He had a cowboy hat on, jeans, cowboy boots, and he had his daughter with him. So the 3 of us were just off riding, and it was a very interesting exchange, and, very gracious of him. He knew I wasn't from the area, and he realized that I was there from Canada and didn't have anything to do that day. So it was a very generous offer.
It's awesome, Heather. And Heather, he did not guillotine himself during the horseback riding, did he?
No, he was in one piece. Yeah.
Thank God. Those that don't know, Alice, super rock star, and yes, one of his main highlights of his shows was guillotining himself.
I don't even know what
That's where you
guillotining is.
chop your own head off, like under like boom. Yeah, like really crazy. So magician, crazy, fun. Alice Cooper. He is definitely one of the impact rock stars of all time. So
Oh.
thank you for that
I'll
fun fact.
guillotine you later, just for
Yes.
fun.
Heather, yes. Help me, please. Who's next, Bill Rita?
Next up from Orem, Utah. After seeing his father lose 43% of his life savings, he decided he would make something different with his life. Quit a position at a Fortune 500 company, opened his own business that grew to 25 team members, began financial planning and development for himself and his employees, now uses the rules and scoreboard to win the game of money and life. Let's welcome to the show, Dan Eisen.
Thank you for being part of Influence today. Dave Thomas style, impact, growth, all the things, Dan. And please, your fun fact.
Well, I don't know how to follow everyone else's fun fact. I didn't snowboard or ski or meet anybody awesome, but my previous business to this was property management and window cleaning. In one of my job sites, we were running behind schedule, so I did it myself. Climbed the ladder, did the window cleaning. On the way down, the ladder was falling. Not to get too graphic here, but I can now do finances with fractions because, you know, I just, you know, part of it, you know, so that's one of my uniquenesses is that I can really count down to the nitty gritty for everyone's future. And that's pretty unique, I think.
I'm glad that you survived it and that you're here to tell the nitty gritty tale. So thank you for that, Dan. Bill Rita.
Yes. Next up on this incredible crew from Crest Hill, Illinois, award-winning speaker, former teacher, financial coach, and step-parent looked for a better way to fund college for her stepchildren without the overwhelming debt, guide students 7th to 11th grade through their college prep journey with less stress and more confidence. Families who work to save an average of $80,000 over college 4 years, protecting their savings and that they need to borrow from retirement. Let's welcome to the show, Kelly Kellum.
Dave Thomas's Heart of Influence. Thanks for being here on Fun Friday. And please, your fact of fun.
My fact of fun is that I made it to the quarterfinals of the World Championship of Public Speaking.
Oh, that is super cool. And where was the World Championship of Public Speaking held?
Well, actually, at the level that I was at, it was in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I placed third.
Congratulations. And where was the ultimate final?
I don't actually know what I was not in the US.
Oh, wow.
So I don't actually know the location of the actual final.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, really, that's an impact job at a massive level. Congratulations. And what did you have one signature talk during it, or you varied it?
Well, it had to change at every level. The one that I actually used in that quarterfinal was a speech that I wrote called Failure is Impossible.
Beautiful. Well, Kelly, failure isn't possible. We're quoting Kelly on that. And are you ready, Kelly, to make sure that everybody knows that here today?
Absolutely.
Let's go, Kelly. Come on,
Go, Kelly. Next up from Littleton, Colorado, serial entrepreneur, former Bell Lab engineer, has 3 software patents in the field where he had no previous work experience or education. He is currently bringing his technical experience to help your business thrive in the AI-powered future and all that we're speeding up to. Let's welcome to the show, to his show.
The Dave Thomas?
The Dave Thomas.
The Dave
like
Thomas.
the Dave Thomas.
The, like
Yeah,
Dave Thomas.
that
AI.
one I've been telling you about, that's him.
AI Dave Thomas.
Yes, that's him.
Mr. Dave Thomas, sir, please, would you honor us on your show with a fun fact?
I have actually floated in a raging arroyo in a 1973 Volkswagen Super Beetle.
Whoa. So a raging, is that
Well, I
body?
guess, all right, I'm exaggerating. It was just drifting slowly, but it was about 100 feet of water. I told Chris that if he could get us up to 60 miles an hour, the tires would turn into water skis and we would just skim across the whole thing about all 75 feet, and it almost worked.
Dave, I am very happy you lived to tell the tale, and you were not buried in Herbie the Love Bug. So, Dave, you ready to go?
Yes, let's rock this.
So I'm going to introduce our co-host here, Dave, and for everybody, this woman seated to my left started her career selling crafts on her front lawn as an 8-year-old. In fact, her dad's right here. Don't tell him. She kept all the money. She used his money and then kept the profit and the whole deal, but don't tell him.
That's true.
By the age of 19, she was a top income earner, 7-figure income generator in the space of network marketing. Then, at the age of 24, 25, 26, like Michael Jordan, except not in basketball, in business brokerage, she three-peated as the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. She was the first woman ever to do it, let alone do it 3 times. And at 24 years old, she was the youngest person, male or female, ever to be the #1 business broker in Nevada. She began to train Fortune 500 companies, including those big giant casinos that you see out there, entrepreneurs. And in 2019, every sales team this woman worked with doubled their sales. Skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer, maybe even a crack shot with the gun. Talk about that a little bit later, I'm sure. She is a published author, raised millions of dollars with the Unblinded team over the past 2 years as a philanthropist. And in 2023, this courageous, inspirational, transparent human publicly battled cancer to victory. Let's welcome, in her more than 800th episode of The Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it, Bella Farita! Miss Bella Farita, I think I know where this is going. Please, what is your
That's where it's going.
fun fact?
Yes, my fun fact is I did go out shooting today with my dad and Sean. We played a game called Sink the Submarines. I think I sank 11 of the submarines. Sean sank 1 of the submarines. Now, this might sound cruel that I'm like bragging about me beating a blind man. However, he beats me at everything else, like air hockey and skiing and everything else. So I'm very proud that I beat the blind man at sinking submarines today. So that's my
And Bella's dyslexia does come through with her numbers. There's no way it was 11-1. There's no way that that was the score. It was much closer than that. But in fact, maybe she won. I want to have a redo. Her dad can come in and give us a better readout on that. But I at least
going to agree with me though, because my dad does have a little favoritism, and I do think he likes me more than you.
I will go with you 1, but it was not 11-1. Yes, I will go with that.
Okay, maybe 9-2. Does that say they're 9-3?
I think it was more like 7-6.
Yeah, you wish it was 7-6.
So all right, we're gonna rock and roll here. So Bella, who's going first?
Let's get today. What's she gonna be doing?
I
shooting
don't
guns?
know. Yes, she might be shooting guns.
Oh, but wait, Dave, hold on. Let me introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, "There's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy." He beats world champions like Betke at body surfing competitions. He's only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. And in fact, he's so cool that the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy doing incredible things on massive stages, he's an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million through sustainable giving in the last 2 years for charities. Let's welcome to the stage, Mr. Sean Callagy. And your fun fact, other than I'm a better shooter than you?
Yes, Dave Thomas, thank you. Everybody, thank you for being here today. And I'm going to go with this as my fun fact. I am a blind man, can't see anything in front of me, but I have taught sighted people to ski, surf, and scuba dive in the most extreme of conditions, including this woman to my left. And 9 months ago, while surfing, I may have crashed into a shark that may have turned and bitten my surfboard. So it's my fun fact for today.
That is a super fun fact.
Yes.
And a true fun fact.
Yes. or shall we go? Who's up
Let's
first?
kick it off with Anita.
Okay, Anita, here's what we're doing. We are exploring the superpower of Integris influence. We had a little fun start, but everything, Anita, happens after yes. Marketing, selling, managing, leading, recruiting, fundraising. No yes, nothing happens. But I think a lot of times we think everybody's kind of the same at causing yes. But what if nothing could be further from the truth? That's what we explore here. We have fun with Anita. And to illustrate this, and by the way, we're not pitching, hooking, closing. This is not Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room. But what does it look like when integrous, heart-centered people with a yes that should happen have to get through the crowded world of yeses to actually finally achieve an ultimate yes? So Bella's going to be that ideal client. She could be a philanthropic fundraising partner, somebody famous like Oprah Winfrey or Michael Jordan, whomever. That would be a yes that you'd be seeking, Anita. So please, Anita, who would you like Bella Vreda to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
Oh gosh, I have no idea. Who would I like for Bella to be?
Yeah, she could be like an ideal client. Like, what's a yes, Anita, that you would be seeking?
An ideal celebrity client?
Anybody, anything.
Anybody.
She could be a real person, or she could just be like, oh, she has this problem, like, and she could be Miss Jones with that type of problem. So she'd be like my ideal client. So it could be somebody like literal.
Well, I would say, yeah, I would love for her to be my ideal client. And my ideal client would be a small business owner that started her business because she wanted the freedom to manage her own schedule, the freedom to make her own money, not be dependent on anybody else. And then she got into business and realized that this is very overwhelming and I don't quite know what I'm doing. That's my ideal client.
So Bella's living the E-myth and she's like, help, Anita. Yes?
I'm sorry, she's what?
She's living the E-myth, like the entrepreneur myth. Like she's like,
Yeah,
oh my God, it's gonna be so
exactly.
amazing. No, it's not. Bella, take a second.
All right. Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. How are you? This is Anita Larson.
Very stressed and overwhelmed, honestly.
Why? What's going on in your world?
Well, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I was tired of working in the corporate space and, thought I could do a much better job starting my own business. And I just didn't realize that I am the trash woman. I am the bookkeeper. I'm the marketing person. I'm the salesperson. Oh, and I'm the person that delivers the service. And I am completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar. I feel like I have this conversation a lot lately, and I hear that
and I feel
from
like it just
everybody.
gets harder and harder.
So what exactly is your business? What is do you offer services?
I do. I offer sales training and coaching and fractional sales directorship.
So do you feel that when you go by your day and you wanted to start your own business, what was your purpose for starting a business? What was your reason behind it?
My reason behind it is I wanted to specifically train women sales professionals.
Why women specifically?
Because I think they make better salespeople. Don't tell anyone.
No, I love that.
And I truly believe as long as you can sell, you'll always have a roof over your head and you'll always have food on the table and you can always live the life of your dreams as long as you can sell. And I wanted to empower, women to become better salespeople.
So it's something you really have a passion for.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you got into this business, you wanted to start your own business because you wanted to help women that was kind of in the same position you are, but you wanted to help them improve their lives.
Correct. Yeah.
In a way that you had.
Yeah.
And now you want to share your passion, you want to help people, and you get to the point where, okay, I can do that. I can help all these clients, but I also have to run my business at the same time.
Yes.
That's the dilemma.
Yes.
So what if I said I could help you accomplish some of that freedom that you were hoping for and still allow you to share your passion and help all the other female potential salespeople out there better their lives? Is that a conversation worth having?
That would definitely be a conversation worth having for sure.
So I know
Can we have that like tomorrow?
We can have it right now if you want, or we could put a time on the calendar tomorrow.
I gotta run right now, but I would definitely love to have this conversation tomorrow.
So my schedule tomorrow, I have an appointment available at 11:30.
She's
But I would,
gonna help me stop being overwhelmed.
That would be amazing. Anita, I'll pay you triple. Yes, let's go. Thank
Yes,
you,
because
Anita.
my trigger, what was my
Yes,
the-
your cortisol trigger gun loading thing.
Yes, there
Yes.
was the thing we learned today about trigger something or other.
Yes. So thank you, Anita. Great job. We'll get to the feedback.
you.
Who's following up Anita?
Next up, we got Mr. Chad Beachy.
Chad Beachy. Belle Reed is going to be anybody you want her to be. Who would you like her to be, Chad?
I would like her to be a small business owner, recently opened up brick and mortar location, and they found out that clients just don't come and knock down their door just because you open business.
What?
Yeah.
What?
What kind of business, Chad? Real quick. Brick and mortar, like like what?
Let's go with a florist.
Florist. All right. Bella, you got some flowers, but you got no clients.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hey Bella, Chad Beachy here with North Valley Marketing. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. How about yourself?
Very good. So tell me just a little about yourself. We're obviously on this call today because you've come to seek some marketing help. How can I help you?
Yeah, so I started a flower shop a few years ago, and business seems to, really be slowing down. Feels like everybody's like doing this online thing, and business has really slowed down.
So it's slowed down, correct?
Yeah, I have the peak seasons, around, obviously Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, that. But, I'm really looking to establish a more regular clientele.
Right, right. So if you're looking for more regular clientele, who are you looking for? Who's your ideal customer?
I think my ideal customer would probably be men that forget about their wives all the time, who would like to be like on a regular subscription where their wives just get flowers like once a month automatically.
Oh, gotcha. So you want your men to think they're what? You want your men's wives to think they remember them.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Right.
And I want them to buy
Cool.
big bouquets of flowers from me all the time.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Very helpful service.
Can you help me do
okay. Oh, absolutely. So just a quick question, if you don't mind. Where are you on your marketing journey? Like, do you have a Google business profile? Are you on any social media? Doing any paid ads?
I mean, I'm on Google, but I haven't done any paid ads or
Okay.
anything like that.
Okay, so by Google you mean like a Google business profile, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you've got that optimized, right?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you help me?
It's absolutely. So we can optimize that for you, and that's a process that we'll go through later. It's kind of long, but okay. Is that something you'd like me to help you with?
I would definitely want you to help me with. I came up with an ingenious business idea. I'm going to start a flower shop, and I'm going to get men on monthly subscriptions so their wives get flowers once a month, no matter what.
Chad, how did you let this happen? Chad, excellent job, sir. Anita, excellent job. Bella Verita, shall we, on Dave Thomas's Art of Influence, get to the feedbackers?
We definitely shall get to the feedbackers. Dave can't wait to, Chad can't wait to learn more about your geniusness. Let's go to judges. This is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. And so it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for Anita or Chad, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then a little scoring system. So, if you really loved what they had to say, maybe you're going to invite them to a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or you can have a seafood tower at the Capitol Grill. It's like, what are you going to do in follow-up? Or maybe it's truly amazing if you rent a private jet. But Bella, if things are really not good and you're like, no way, and you'd rather have a root canal and go to the dentist, you'd be like, I'm going to the root canal to the dentist by myself. So that would be like, things are really bad. I don't think anybody's going to have a root canal today. Bella Vreder.
Yes. So let's go, John. John, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Anita?
Sure. So I think overall, Anita, you had really nice, an emotional connection in the conversation. It felt very natural and authentic. You open up with very nice open-ended questions and kind of got moving with that. It was interesting for me because I thought you were going to run out of time, but you masterfully kind of got right in there at just in the right amount of time. So I think it was great.
Beautiful. And so what are we looking to do after? Like cup of coffee, Capitol Grill?
So what's the I would say super top level. So I guess Capitol Grill.
Wow, very nice. Seafood towers and beyond. Excellent. Great job, Anita. Come on, Belle.
Let's go, Kelly. Kelly, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Chad?
Well, Chad, I really love the thought that you put into some of the questions that you were asking. I did like that you got into some of the specifics of the marketing that Bella was doing. I did think that maybe she was asking for you to close her a couple of times and you kept going instead of completely just saying, hey, let's set a meeting. I would definitely love to get together for a cup of coffee. So great job.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Kelly. A little cup of coffee coming up, Bella.
And let's go, Dan. Dan, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Anita?
Well, fantastic. I don't know if Kelly, you're in Toastmasters or not, but I just got out of my Toastmasters about an hour ago, and this is all we do, evaluations. So this is fantastic. Anita, your empathy, not just sympathy. Yeah, I bet that told you. No, it was empathetic. I've been through the same thing. You deserve better. Let's go get it. Let's meet. It was just smooth sailing. I felt like I was on a journey with you, and you were a place to help me. Perfect job.
Good job, Dan. And cup of coffee, Capitol Grill, Seafood Tower.
No one's done the Seafood Tower. I think those things are amazing. So 100% that one.
Let's go Seafood Tower with Dan. Come on.
Seafood Tower, last but not least, let's go, Dave Thomas. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Chad?
Well, this is a little tough because when Chad was sharing, I was like texting about I guess Heather had technical difficulties and got kicked out of the meeting, unfortunately. So I was responding to that. I will say that Anita, you just really completely blew my mind. Just the empathy, the fact that you just led with a lot of questions and you really just got into her heart and soul, and just amazing job, Seafood Tower.
Nice. And what would you have that you would like most, Dave Thomas, in the Seafood Tower? Like what right now, tonight for dinner, if it's a Seafood Tower, Dave, what are you going for first?
Seafood Tower. Well, let's see. That's like probably just some lobster would be nice.
Yeah, a little simple lobster. Dave Thomas throwing down some lobster. So Dave, remember, you're my friend, and if you're nice to me, I'll pick up the lobster. Do not let her corrupt you. Come on, Dave Thomas.
Dave and everyone, this is the time in the show that we get to give back. Dan, don't count my O's, please. This is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be, that's not what we're doing. I am so lost today. So, Dave, this is what we're doing. I'm going to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about. Dave, of course, you get to pick which scenario that we go with. You can scratch anything about my scenarios, or you can come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what we have today?
Yes.
All right. Even though Heather's not here at the current moment, maybe she's listening in, but I was Googling some stuff about Alice, realized that he's got a restaurant in LA called Cooperstown, but he and Gene Simmons, they don't get along so well, but Gene Simmons wants to buy the restaurant and turn it into Simmons Town. So option number one is Sean is going to play Gene Simmons, going from a Hello to Yes with Alice Cooper to buy Cooperstown to turn it into Simonstown. So that's option number one. Option number two is I thought Sean could role play Chad, and Chad would be going from Hello to Yes with somebody who had a snow cone business in Antarctica and needed to ramp up business in Antarctica. So Sean's going to play the role of Chad to help him with his marketing business, as AI marketing for a snow cone business. And option number three is we're going to pretend Oprah Winfrey has a conference coming up, and Sean would role play Kelly, going from Hello to Yes with Oprah Winfrey to have her speak on her stage at her conference. So Dave, those are the three options I have for you today. Any of those tickle your fancy, or would you like to see Sean come up with something much harder on your own?
Well, I will say the snow cone thing sort of tickles my fancy a little bit, but I have something that is like really evil.
Oh, I
do
love
the
it.
evil one.
Okay, what do you got?
I would like to have Sean convince the CEO of ExxonMobil to buy an electric car.
Dave Thomas, you are not well.
That is, I love Dave comes up with really good ones. I think you were the one that he had to eat a cheeseburger, or cause the Pope to drink or something like crazy.
Cause the Pope to drink a margarita. That was legendary. People were talking about that for weeks. Yeah, that was fun.
That's awesome.
This reveals much about Dave.
It does reveal. I think I should start talking to Dave about all my future scenarios.
I think so.
Dave, what do you think about Dan playing the role of the Exxon CEO?
I think Dan would be amazing at that.
All right, take us in.
All right, and we'll go with Mr. Smith as the Exxon CEO. Hi, is Mr. Smith available?
This is he.
Hey, Mr. Smith, we have a 3-minute call scheduled for today. Is still a good time for you?
Sure is.
Excellent. So can I ask this question? 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes and 50 seconds counting. We will honor that time frame. What prompted you to say yes to this call? I'm quite shocked by it. I'm grateful for it, but what was the prompt?
Well, quite frankly, I'd love to keep my friends close and my enemies closer. So I was grateful to see what you were up to.
Outstanding. So this is simply to pick my brain and not to authentically have a conversation. Is that what I'm hearing, Mr. Smith?
Thank you for pushing back a little bit. I love a strong-headed individual with a passion. I'll tell you what, I'll be open to the conversation. We'll see where it goes.
Well, thank you. So, Mr. Smith, in fact, I have the privilege of knowing one of your leaders in HR consulting, Maritza Jones. And in the conversation I had with Maritza, we've talked a lot about Exxon culture. And my simple question for you, and I've signed all NDAs, nobody will hear about this conversation, is very simply this. The vision of Exxon is to create energy for the planet and to move it forward. Yes, it's to sell oil, but it's to be the engine of energy on Earth. At least this is what I read in your book. I've seen in some of your videos. Am I hearing that correctly, or am I missing something?
Absolutely. No, that sounds spot on.
Awesome. So then could I share a couple of things that may resonate or not with you in the final minute that we have here, sir?
Sure.
As such, clearly, there's all these alternative forms of energy. I know from relationships I have, and I don't think it's the greatest secret in the world, that someday the planet's going to run out of oil. It's not coming soon. People exaggerate that reality. Exxon's clear on that as you continue to expand drilling and oil production all over the planet. The customer base and the need for oil is not a concern. I'm very clear about that, Mr. Jones. And what I'm also clear about is that Exxon can develop in other markets. So all I'm requesting is a 30-minute conversation with you, Mr. Jones, to explore the possibility of presenting you with an electric car. And it wouldn't be a publicity stunt. It would actually be the beginning of bridging gaps with people in the Gen Z millennial crowd that think Exxon is an evil empire. And the strategy behind this isn't a flippant electric car for the CEO. It's something with 7 steps and components to bring Exxon into new markets while increasing people's comfort level with the truth that oil isn't quite as bad as people think, And some of these alternative energy sources aren't nearly as good for the planet as people would otherwise think. So my simple question, as we run out of time, Mr. Jones, is how would it resonate with you or not to have that 30-minute conversation with your team where we'll print out all these dynamics? And if this is a waste of your time, I prepared a letter that I will read on my social media and put under contract to say that I wasted your time, what an incredible human being you are, and that I defrauded you, thereby destroying my own reputation. If you decide as sole arbiter that I wasted your time in a 30-minute meeting. So, Mr. Jones, how would it resonate to have that conversation?
Very thought-provoking question, very unique specifics. I can't help but say yes to that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, sir. And shall I set that up with your team?
Sure thing.
Okay. At a roll, Dan, how did I do having a conversation with the CEO of Exxon?
That was intense. Sean, that was amazing. I didn't know where you were going to go, but that was pretty solid. That was pretty cool.
Appreciate it. Listen, I also appreciate your mastery, and congratulations to everyone. I've had the privilege of speaking on Tony Robbins stage 19 times now, and revamping Jury Verdict consulting processes. And the thing I honor most deeply, Kelly, Dan, and other people here, are folks that engage in deep practice. Toastmasters is a beautiful and wonderful organization, and your being in it is evidence of a true profound growth mindset. So many people avoid feedback. They are resistant to it. So Dan, congratulations. Thanks for the feedback you gave today and the role play. And overall, Dan, how was your time today on Dave Thomas's Heart of Influence?
I had no idea what to expect again, but fantastic. It's about surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who are striving to create a synergistic partnership. This is that. Grateful to be here.
Grateful to have you here, Dan. Excellent job. Kelly, congrats again on going to the quarterfinals, I believe you said, of Toastmasters, or a deep round, or the greatest speaker in the world competition. That is a deep honor. I am present in the meeting of that. Congratulations, Kelly. Thanks for being here. And how was your time on Dave Thomas's Heart of Influence, Kelly?
A lot of fun and a very good opportunity to, get some pointers on how to close. This was wonderful.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much, and beautiful job. And Anita, thank you for kicking us off in the participant seat. You did a wonderful job in that spot. It is not easy to be there. Definitely not easy to kick us off. Wonderful work, Anita. And how was your time today on Dave Thomas's Heart of Influence, Anita?
It was great, and I appreciate the feedback. I always felt like sales is my weak point, definitely not my strong suit, unless I can make that connection. Because once I make the connection, then it's not selling anymore. It's really going out there and helping and sharing my passion. So thank you.
One of the things we most profoundly stand for is pitching, hooking, closing. Just feel the vibration of those words. Those words just vibrate like ick. And what if it wasn't pitching, hooking, closing, but instead it was open and listening to people, dropping people into their hearts, and simply moving forward with integrous agreements. And Anita, I have no question that you can master that. So thank you. And Bella, we have some other friends.
We do have some other friends. I think he could definitely sell marketing to a snow cone company in Antarctica for sure. But Chad, great job in the participant seat. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Well, it's fantastic. We just had a great time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, Chad, this whole thing about roses and subscription and all of this, we got to talk about that, brother. That puts a lot of heat on people. And so I do appreciate your appearance. I don't so much appreciate the place you took my life to. But no, great job today, Chad. Awesome.
Great job. And let's go, Mr. John Voss. How was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
It was great. Got to watch some great people present, and I took a lot of notes. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Really wonderful job. Is Heather back, or do we go right to Dave Thomas?
We go right to Dave Thomas.
Dave and everyone. Dave created the value of bringing everybody together here today. So first of all, thank you for that, Dave. I've had the privilege of speaking all over the world, doing all kinds of crazy things. And I also have a lot of organizations that tell me, hey, why don't you come speak at our thing? Pay us $25,000. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? I'm going to speak to 20 people in your room and pay $25,000. I've had that offer at least 50 times in my life, no less. Dave Thomas just assembled a beautiful audience of people as a gift. I'd rather that than an umbrella. I don't know, a bottle of wine or champagne. I'd prefer to meet new people. So Dave Thomas, thank you for doing that.
But champagne goes really great with flowers, just FYI.
I'm clear. So Dave Thomas, great job. And I will also tell everybody that we've engaged Dave in his AI work at Caligula Law. I have a 100-person law firm, in addition to having a blinded platform. And this dude is a genius. His greatest challenge, straight up in the world, is that he looks at other people who may have a little bit more flash, but he has substance. This man is the highest degree of integrity imaginable. So Dave Thomas, thanks for being who you are in the world. Great job today, Dave. And please, your final on your Heart of Influence.
Well, thank you for that, Sean. You really touched my heart there with that acknowledgement. Thank you. That was profound. It was wonderful to have all of you rock stars join me for this experience. And we'll be following up. We'll keep in touch. I'll send you all a group email so that we can start. I can already see some like, well, you need to talk to this person about that. There's a bit of that going around. And so that's, of course, one of the main purposes of the show. And so off we go.
Great job, Dave. Because of Dave, we have a few gifts for everyone. Gift number one is if you want to meet more people like Dave, extraordinary humans, this Wednesday, 5 days from now, we have our deep practice session where we're not a sales training company. We're not a public speaking training company. We're not a management consulting company, but we're not the best of all those things combined. And we'll train a bit, and you're sophisticated people. You come that day, we're going to knock your socks off. That I promise you, regardless of where you've been, it's our gift. Plus, you get to meet about 100 other people and drop into groups and work on exercises with folks. So that's gift number one. Gift number two is our book on group influence. Same comment, sophisticated group of people. Check this out. It's our gift to you on group influence. How do you become Willy Wonka, Robin Williams, Disrupting Open and Listening, Martin Luther King, Oprah Winfrey, all the great speakers of all time? What is the synthesized essence of what all that looks like, broken down into a formula? And finally, if you're really ready to take your game to the next level, as our gift again, the business acceleration session for you. No, not a sales thing, but something where nothing will be sold to you, just value added, because we believe that integrity is being fully transparent, and we do want to build a lifelong relationship, seeking to add more value than you receive, which is why we believe with value, 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 and the thing that you say can do what you say it can do, can actually do it. That's what integrity is. Thanks for that. Those are your gifts. Belle of Rita, your final.
My final agree with everything that Sean said. Absolutely phenomenal job, Dave. Definitely connect with each other. And I will share from my heart, I actually sat in the seat of Chad and Anita about 3.5 years ago, and I had 2.5 decades of sales behind me at that point, and I was certain that I was going to teach Sean or two, but just like you, Dan, I was completely shocked once I learned what he knew, and I downloaded that book because I really didn't get it until I read the book. So if you have not downloaded it, why not download it? It is absolutely incredible, and definitely speak to someone on our team, because if you could take one thing away that would impact your money, time, or magic, why would you not take that call? So thank you all for being here, and Sean, back to you.
Yeah, thank you. And Dave Thomas, outstanding job. Definitely talk to Dave, definitely talk to each other. And we end every show by saying this: I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain as to the possibilities for acceleration that cry to our hearts and our souls. Those dynamics of acceleration so often sit right in front of us, but at some level, Bella, Dave, everyone, we're all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.